and you find out the world is a wonderful place. And the human default setting is kindness.
My name is Paul Johnson. I'm English originally, and we've been living in Portugal for nearly 3 years on and off now. We can't afford to live in England. My wife's a chef and a research scientist. I'm a musician. England is silly. We were living we were living in a little flat that was basically as part of a private estate where the owners weren't really there, so we pretty much had a nice estate in Sussex to live in quite cheaply. And when that ended, we went to Spain to look, and then we came to Portugal. And we were offered some land by a friend in Monchique, which was very beautiful, and that was decided. And then we decided to go to India, and then to Cyprus, and then to a small island in the middle of the Atlantic, and then we decided back to Portugal. So Portugal's got a few things. Weather-wise, it's very nice. We like to grow. Here we can grow almost anything. There's very little frost. The land was very affordable. We've got something here. We've got 5 acres of land and a large house. You know, we couldn't have afforded anywhere in England, maybe in Scotland, maybe in the north of England. And the people are genuinely welcoming. The countryside is very depopulated, and there's whole villages falling into the ground. And the locals are very happy that we've taken on a house, that we're looking after the land, that we're renovating. So we felt very welcomed. And they've known these places. So this house would have been a small farm. There would have been 20, 30 people running this land and living here, and animals. And within their lifetime, all of a sudden it's a eucalyptus plantation and there's no one here. So they're very happy to see people living in rural places and looking after the land and renovating their houses. And I wondered at first if it was a face happiness, but there's a few things, and I've just caught people and I've gone, oh no, it's a genuine happiness. You're actually really happy that anybody's here, and you don't care whether they're Portuguese or English. There's no prejudice there, it feels. I don't like cities, so for me this is ideal. We bought here because we like quiet, we like rural, we like walking, we like trees. So on the whole, it was very easy. For me, it was the change that I wanted. So the idea here is that we have some kind of a retreat centre for artists, for meditators, for people to come and enjoy the quietness, because so many people in the city are stressed. So we've got some outbuildings we want to renovate and make some huts and meditation spaces. Flute and piano are my kind of main instruments, the most fluidity, and voice maybe, and some percussion. There tends to be a thing with music that you're either a single instrumentalist or you play many. Very few people play like 2 or 3. It's like some people just go boom and play the violin and that's it. And once you kind of try a few instruments, especially when you try from different families, like if I play violin and flute, once you've tried a few very different things, the fascination becomes with pattern and repetition and rhythm and play and sound more than actually the technique of playing an instrument. I'm just interested in how does this make a noise and what pattern's going to make with it, and then how do you use those to express an emotion or communicate with someone. So maybe I'll play you some flute, but I might see if I can get Ali to play something else. This she might do. Ali? Will you play something like that?
would like for you to, at least for me, to know just a little bit more about those 2 bicycle trips that you did. How did you decide to do it, and why?
Just practical stuff. Just a really efficient and cheap way of getting somewhere. And of course the whole world tells you that you're a female and you're short and that you're vulnerable and everyone's going to attack you. And you get out there and you find out the world is a wonderful place. And the human default setting is kindness. And the biggest advantage for me was being a short woman on my own, because the whole world wants to take care of you. And most people will tell you that who travel. Just step outside, and the majority of people are good and kind. And you just keep on going, and you want to have a look around the next corner, and it's as simple as that. And it's the best education. Actually, I came across quite recently a lovely young man called Ed, and I can't remember his surname, which is terrible. And he's just been around the world on a unicycle. And he reached this stage in his life at 17 where he was going to go to university, which he wasn't so keen on. And his parents encouraged this. And he's just had 3 years around the world on a unicycle, and has come, and the most fantastic education that you can possibly have is to step outside and meet people and see how the world works. The future, is there a future? It's here and now, every day. And that's what we try and do in our little practice here and in the world. And people say, oh, do you meditate and do this and that and sit on the cushion? And all you can try and do is maintain awareness each day. And, people just let go, because life's so short and precious. And just enjoy the now and today. We can't ever know what the future will be.